You know, at my age of 56 years old, and I look at this Karmelo Anthony situation and a student approaching him and asking him to leave an area. I sit back and I put myself into his shoes. I put myself back into that 17-year-old state of mind. And then I asked myself, when I was 17 years old, how would I have handled that situation? And I would say this, at 17 years old, if another student approached me and asked me to leave an area, I would have did something similar to what Karmelo did. I would have told him, no, I'm not going nowhere. And if I felt threatened or intimidated by him or his brother or the people who was with them, I would have said something similar to what Karmelo said. Touch me and see what happened. And if I felt like my life was in danger or my safety was in danger, and if I had a weapon, I would use that weapon. Because I feel like if I'm by myself and there's 3 to 4 guys standing up around me, yes, I'm gonna feel a certain way. And I'm gonna feel like I need to protect myself. So, with all that said, I believe Karmelo Anthony should have been charged with manslaughter. I think there was a lot of mitigating situation. There was a lot of mitigation. The situation was not simple as him stabbing someone. There was other factors that led to that stabbing. First of all, a group of people approached him, which is intimidating. Second of all, someone put their hands on him. They had no right to put their hands on him. Third of all, why didn't Austin go grab a teacher or a coach to have Karmelo removed from the tent if it was that important? See, people are not looking at all these other factors. They're just saying that he killed this young man. They're just saying that he murdered this young man. No, he didn't murder this young man. He didn't even intend to murder the young man. From what I can tell, he swung the blade and it so happened hit him in the chest. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. I don't think he was aiming for this guy's heart. I think he swung it and whatever it hit, it hit. That's all that is. Should he have been convicted of murder? No. He should have been convicted of manslaughter. Bottom line. But like I said, he was not the aggressor. He did not go looking for trouble. Trouble came to him. And that right there is the most important factor of all. He was not looking for trouble. They came to him, intimidating him, telling him what he had to do. Another student telling him what he had to do. At 17 years old, another student couldn't tell me nothing. Nothing. So I encourage everybody to put themselves back into their 17-year-old body and ask yourself what you have done if you was in that situation. If you had a group of guys approaching you, telling you that you have to leave an area that they had no right to tell you to leave. They're not teachers. They're not coaches. They're students just like him. So bottom line, that case was overcharged and they should have found him guilty of manslaughter, not murder.